open and live your life and enjoy your life and not have to worry about all this stuff of avoiding what you've got stuck in there? So the question becomes, what do you do about it? And what I have found is, in the end, the highest thing to do about it, there's stages in between, is be able to handle it when it comes back up. Because if you can handle it when it comes back up, it's going to go out. You gave it room to release. It's only in there because you're keeping it in there. You are using your will to resist, to grab or resist, to hold on or resist. What if you didn't do that? How do you not do that? What I teach you, which isn't always easy, but it's always a really good thing to do, is we call it R&R, relax and release. When it comes up and you feel the tendency to resist, relax. People say, what do I do? Something came back up. Relax. That's what you do. That's a doing, right? Resisting is a doing. Grabbing is a doing. Fighting is a doing. Running is a doing. There's all kinds of doings. You can also relax. You in there that would have resisted can say, no, I want to give this the room to come up, to release. I can do that. I can sit here. I have the right. It's not easy. Why? Because it wouldn't be in there if you liked it. It's in there because you don't like it. It's in there because you couldn't handle it before. If you want to find that river of joy, and we'll see how that ties together, you have to let this stuff go. But you don't have to grab it and pull it out and find it. It will find you. It's going to come up. Something's going to happen. Someone's going to say something. And it's going to come up. And if you will just let go, if you will just relax and let it pass through you, it will do that. Now, that's not always easy. And what I teach is start with the small stuff. I'm going to do it again. The car in front of you, the weather, so on and so on. It's just small stuff. You can't even handle that. You complain and resist and make a whole thing of that. So just practice releasing, practice, and you'll get good at it. Just like lifting weights or anything else. You practice. Now, there's a subtle point. You're not telling the thing that's coming up to relax, because it is not going to relax. You understand that? That's just not its state. Its state is disturbed. So you're not asking the disturbance to relax, and I'm not asking you to make the disturbance relax, because you're not going to do it. I'm asking you to relax. You who's in there. You're in there. You see it coming up. You see the tendency to resist, don't you? Instead, relax. Now you're dealing with the source of your consciousness. Relax. Let it go. Relax. Please relax and release. Relax and release. Well, what if I can't do that? Then there are techniques along the way that will help you learn to do that. What do you mean? The new book goes straight through this, right? Positive thinking. It starts to come up. You see your mind start to resist. What if you sat there and said, this is great. This is great. This is the pain that ends all pain, and I want to go through it. I do not want to have this disturbance inside of me. I'm doing wonderful. This is a great state that is coming up. I'm growing. Instead of I don't like it, I don't want it, it's wrong, and I'm not going to deal with it, you say something positive. You just grab a hold of your mind and say, well, I can't deal with all the stuff down there, but I can deal with you. You can make your mind say anything you want. It's your mind. Well, what if I'm saying it, but I don't feel it? I don't care. It's affirmation, positive thinking has nothing to do with the fact there's still something down there that's negative thinking, right? It is replacing the negative thinking with positive thinking. Both can go on at the same time, can't they? You be sitting there saying, I like this, I like that. I can't stand where you lying away yourself. Right? I don't care. That's fine. Don't fight with that. Just replace the negative with the positive. This means put the positive there as an alternative for you to get distracted by. Back to distraction. When that stuff comes up, it's distraction, doesn't it? It pulls all your consciousness right down to the, oh my God, it's like the whole world is that thing. When it comes back up, there's nothing in this world but that pain and that disturbance and that, okay? And because it's so loud, it pulls your consciousness into it. I'm suggesting that if you can't relax and release at this time, that you start saying something positive. Because you have another place to go besides getting lost in that garbage. You're not pushing it back down. You're just distracting yourself with some positive thing. You can do mantra, which is the ultimate of positive. You just teach your mind to do a mantra. I don't care what the mantra is. It can be, I can handle this. It's a very nice mantra. I can handle this. I can handle this. I can handle this. And basically, this stuff's going to come up. And the mantra saying, I can handle this. Okay, hang out with that. It'll give you strength. You'll feel more powerful about it. And so basically that's what's going to happen. And you just use these techniques. Do something to give yourself a chance to release at least some of this. Make a little space for it to release. And then over time, it'll get easier and easier, and you will get better and better at it until you become somebody who knows how to release. Not somebody who doesn't have trouble releasing. That's going to take a long, long time. But somebody who learned, like I don't understand, you practice tennis, you practice languages, you practice all kinds of things, don't you? Piano, instruments. Practice this. Don't say, I can't do it. Of course you can't play the piano the minute you sit down. Of course you can't play tennis well. It all goes in the net. You do this thing called practice. Practice letting go. Practice with the simple shots. Practice with the chopsticks. Okay? And then basically you'll see you get better at it. It takes time. That's fine. You don't want that stuff in there. We did the whole talk teaching you. It's closing your heart. It's causing you disturbance. Why would you want that? Basically, you just learn that when the stuff comes up, it's a good thing. It's not easy, but it's a good thing if you're willing to relax and release. That's where that comes from. You just relax behind it. You're going to find out the more you can relax behind it, the easier it is to let it go. And eventually, you become a letting go machine. You become a letting go machine. Have you ever met somebody who's a resistance machine? You ever met anybody who's defensive all the time? Where every single word they get said, first thing comes out of defensiveness. That's what they're doing with their life. What you're doing is letting go. Doesn't mean you succeed all the time. That's not the point. The point is you practice saying, I don't care what's happening. I don't want it in here. Why? Because I want to feel love. I want to feel joy. I want to feel inspiration. So what? Somebody said something. So what? Somebody did something. So what? Somebody dropped something on my toe. It hurts. I can deal with it. I can handle this. I don't have to prove that they were wrong or this is wrong and I'm right. You're not arguing with anybody. I want to be whole. I want my heart to be open. I want to feel love all the time. I don't know whether you do or not. I do. I want to feel love all the time. I want to feel that river of Shakti pouring up inside of me, feeding me every moment. Would you like that? I'm telling you how to do it. It has nothing to do with right or wrong or good or bad. It has to do with, do you or do you not want to find that river? Do you or do you not want to feel that Shakti pouring up inside of you, opening up? Would you like that? No matter what happens, no matter what any of it does, no matter what goes on, you are capable of that. But not while this stuff is in there. What is going to happen is every day of your life, something is going to hit you, big or small. Something from the past comes up, something new happens. The moment you feel it start to close, let go. Don't play around. It's not a joke. Let go now or fall is what it's saying. If you don't let go immediately, I guarantee you it will build up inside of you and it'll become another one of those things stored down there. So instead of letting go of what hit it, you will take on more. You will resent more. You'll get hurt more. I mean, literally, people sit there and something gets said, even in a relationship with someone they love. That's how people get in arguments in relationships. Something gets said and it just touches the slightest thing. What did you mean by that? Why did you say that? Let go, let go, let go. When? Now. Don't ask why did you say that. Let go. Let go. Doesn't matter why they said it. Let go. What matters is why did it bother you? How much did it bother you? That's when you become a yogi or yogini. When this is how you look at things. I don't want that stuff in me. And you'll find out somebody said something, you interpreted it wrong, they didn't mean the way it was. It wasn't nice, but it didn't mean anything. If somebody loves you and you know they love you, it doesn't matter what they say. What they were really saying is, I love you. But it didn't come out right. Wouldn't it be nice to look at it that way? Not, did it hit something your father said once? It hit something your previous boyfriend said, your previous girlfriend said? So explain why you talk to me that way? No. You say, I love this person loves me. If I can't handle that something got said and I'm going to make a big deal out of it in my head, what you do is take something you thought it was and all your mind says for days. Don't do that. because that puts another one of those blockages inside. And I'm telling you, you do that with somebody and you will learn not to love them. You think you can process this. If you don't let go right away, it leaves marks. Like Ramakrishna, I told you once, I asked the great master, does a great master enlightened being ever feel anger? And he said, yes, but it's like riding on water. Well, who cares? It's gone, doesn't even leave an impression. What if that water gets frozen? Then it's like ice. Then you leave etches. It stays. That's what you did with your will. You held that thing in there, and the power of your will got written on. It's all Shakti. It's all energy. So I asked you a question. Why does the heart open and close? I showed you, because you store stuff down there that closes it. What do you do about it? You let it go. When? Always. That's when you're serious. Why are you letting go? Because I don't want it inside of me. No other reason. It doesn't matter. I don't want it inside of me. I already got enough in there. I'm having trouble letting go of the stuff that's already in there. Heck, if I'm putting another one in there, you commit yourself to liberating yourself. It's about saying the world is going to go about its business. I can't really control it all, and I would like to be able to handle reality. I am following the path of letting go. Letting go of what? This stuff that's causing all this trouble inside of me. And so basically you do that, and I'm telling you it works. But then something big comes up and you say it doesn't work. No, it does work. It works because you let go of the little stuff, and I'm warning you right now, if you let go of the little stuff that's on the surface, the bigger stuff's going to come up. Now, are you going to let go or not? So I went through the whole thing as to why you don't feel the river of joy all the time, because you're not looking at it. You're looking at this. Isn't that funny? Somebody who's depressed, right behind the depression is ecstasy. And don't you ever doubt it. That is always there, but you're not looking at it. I used to say, but it's blocked. I'd rather say you're not looking at it. Okay? It's just I don't know how to talk anymore closer. I used to use an analogy. You live in a society where they're so thirsty, and what they learned and what you were taught is you go down to the beach and there's some rocks, and they absorb some water from the dew at mornings, and you're sucking on the rocks, and that's how you get your water. The fact that behind you is a lake, that is where the mist is coming from and getting on the rocks, and all you have to do is turn around, and you ain't sucking on rocks anymore. That's what's going on. Right behind you, behind where you're sitting, is this river of ecstasy. It's there all the time, but you're not looking at it. And don't tell me that I don't feel the shock. No, of course you don't feel it. You're looking at the rocks. You're looking down at yourself. You're looking down at the I, me, mine and deciding what you want, and then looking down at the mind, figuring out how to get it, and then the heart opens and closes accordingly. I already did that with you. And this is why, because you stored all the stuff down there. How do you get rid of it? You let go. Practice letting go. Practice letting go all the time with no exception. Practice letting go, because that is the problem, is what you're storing in there. It's not the solution. You don't want this garbage in there to run your life. It's going to decide what you have to do to feel okay. That's conditional. Let go. Let go. So what's going to happen? The life is going to continue unfolding, and as it unfolds, things are going to present stuff to you. They hit your stuff. Raise you up, bring you down. Keep letting go. Keep letting go. But what about relationships? They'll happen or they won't. First of all, you're full of relationship. Everything's a relationship. With your dog, with the cat, with the mailbox that's squeaking when you open it, with your car. Relationships are everything. They're there all the time. But what a personal relationship, there are things will happen. They will unfold, and you'll deal with them by letting go. But does that mean the person I love is going to go away? No, believe me, you keep letting go, that person's staying. That person just found the nicest place with the nicest person they've ever seen in their whole life. All that person does is give. They're not taking anything. They don't need anything from you. Okay, this is safe. This is nice. But if you have stuff, soon it won't be nice. It won't be enough, because it doesn't feed every part of that stuff you stored down there. And that's why people's relationships get all messed up. Like people get married, 50% of them get divorced. So why? Why? Did they go to the altar so they could get divorced? No. Did they go there so they could fight? No. This is what happened. It all's working, and then this stuff starts coming up, and this person's not satisfying their stuff. Good. They're not supposed to. You're supposed to be letting go. And the more you let go, and the more you let go, the more you open. And the more you open, the more you feel joy inside naturally. Now we're going to go up more. If you practice this, and you just keep letting go, what happens at some point, it opens up enough where you realize, hey, this is inside of me. Christ said, the kingdom is within you. This is beautiful. There's nice stuff in here. When that starts happening, you really see what's happening. Like when people ask me, how do you see this? When you start feeling enough joy inside, you're going to find out that somebody does something or somebody says something. Usually it's a person, but it could be a situation or finances or your dog dies. It could be anything, all right? And you'll see that that event caused your energy to stop flowing as much as it was. But I don't want my energy to stop flowing. Then let go. Digest the event. Accept the event. That's what's part of accepting. I accept the dog died. Do I feel sad? Of course you feel sad. Is there anything wrong with feeling sad? No. Let it come in, experience it, and let it pass. Digest. It's like digesting your food. You have to let it go. And as it comes in, you're whole, you're complete, it's natural, it's a beautiful feeling, even if it hurts. And when I was working with, somebody died, a friend of theirs died while we were working together, and he asked me, I just don't know how to handle that. And I said, the pain you feel is equivalent to your heart saying, I love you. If you did not love that person, you would not feel that pain. So it's just another thing the heart can do to express love. And he immediately got it. He got it. He said, everything shifted when you said that. So I can enjoy this and just tell him I love him. You can do beautiful things with things. Process them. Neutralize them. Do not build another one in there. So as you let, and I said, you got there is, the more you feel the Shakti, the more you're open, you will see like the hand in front of your face, what makes it close. You will miss that. The minute something happens, you start to resist, any at all, it stops flowing. To a degree. Whatever degree you resist, that means you're looking away from it. You got involved in yourself. And therefore it stops flowing. Well, someday you will reach the point where you will not do that anymore, ever. Period. And what will happen? At some point, you will have let go of enough, and your stuff can still be there. It can still, like you said, riding on water, okay? But you let it go. You always let go. You always let go. You always let go. And eventually, if you let go enough of this energy you stored down there that was wasting all your energy transmutes. It lets go. It becomes an upward flow instead of a downward flow. That which you stored inside of you is Shakti. You stored that energy. When you let it go, it has to go somewhere. It goes up. Instead of out as anger or in your mind as trouble, it goes up. It releases up. And it becomes a source of high instead of a source of low. And eventually every energy inside of you changes direction. You don't know now because you haven't felt it. It's flowing down. You're looking down at it and you're acting outside to manipulate it and try to make it feel better. Everything you're doing is a downward direction. When you do what I'm talking about, you let go enough, the energy starts to flow up. And literally, you feel the difference. It was as though everything was flowing down, and it's all flowing up. It just naturally flows up. It just all goes up. And you feel that, and it's uplifting. And then you start to feel this joy for no reason. You're just in joy all the time. And you reach the point where it's so nice that you caught on, and you're never going back down. Because you have the right. You have the right to not go back down. Just don't close. Don't close. Let go now or fall. Let go now or fall. And the next thing you know, you're not falling anymore. No matter what happens in life, it just keeps going up. And then you get to some of the nicer states. I'll close with that. I usually close with that. What do you mean? At some point, it's beautiful in there, and it doesn't get bad. Even if things happen outside that would have freaked anybody else out, you're fine. Why? Because you're already experiencing everything you want to experience. Wake up in the morning with that Shakti flowing, it doesn't matter what happens for the rest of the day. It's so beautiful. It's so fulfilling. It's just feeding you. Man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that leaveth the mouth of the Father. That's what Christ was talking about. And it's just going up. And so basically you just let go. And at some point, you live with it enough, you're with it enough, it's who you are, and so on. It will dawn on you. It's not a thought. It will just dawn on you. Where's this coming from? Everything has a source. I had to work for this, right? To let go of the source of me so that now everything's spirit. Where is that coming from? Where's that flow coming from? And what happens is you realize, wait, it's going up to take me to where it's coming from. It's pulling me up. And your path becomes letting go. Your path becomes dying to be reborn. It becomes literally letting go of the last vestiges of your personal self to realize, why do I need that? And I'm already experiencing everything I'd ever want to experience, and the world seems to be unfolding very well in front of me. Christ said, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. That's the truth. This is what it means to seek God and his righteousness, to go to God, to have this energy pulling you up, and the rest of the world just unfolds, and you're fine. And eventually it pulls you up enough till you start to fall into it. What does that mean? Instead of falling into your stuff, you have anger, you have fear, jealousy, you fall into it, don't you? Now it's pulling you up, and it starts to fall into that source, the source of the river. And you go to very, very high places. All right, so we started off by talking about the fact that there's something very beautiful inside of you, all of you, but you're not looking at it. You're just looking in the wrong direction. How do you turn that around? I hope you understand. That's why I talk the way I do so intensely, right? Because I love you. I care. This is ridiculous. You're a great being. You're a great being. You don't need anything or anybody. It doesn't mean you don't deal with them, but inside of you, you're phenomenal. Jagrative.